joining us now is Republican Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis of New York. She serves on the House Ways and Means Committee and is also Assistant Whip for the House Republican Conference. Congresswoman, thanks so much for being here with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do want to just start on that issue of immigration. We were just hearing from our colleague, Bryn Gingras, with those two separate issues. And I think the big question around those particular stories is the question of due process for the American citizen children. Do you think there needs to be more consideration for American citizens, more due process before deporting them?
Well, certainly for American citizens, there needs to be the due process. I think in this particular case, the mother chose to take the children with her. It's a very obviously sad story, and I think that we should be looking at this as a unique circumstance and try to work with this family the best we can to keep them united and to make sure those American children are getting the treatment that they need for their cancer. What I would point to is the other things that this administration has done in terms of reducing the border crossings by 95%. In my city of New York City, we had horrible situation with gang members, people committing violent crimes, people who have really wreaked havoc on the city. Thousands of crimes were committed in the city of New York, and the taxpayers were being forced to house them in luxury hotel rooms and at shelters, and it was wrong. And so I give credit for the administration for not just securing the border, but also ensuring that we deport those criminals, those gang members, those drug traffickers and violent offenders. So I think we have to, it's a case-by-case basis is really what we have to do here, and try to put, there's obviously a human face and story behind every single one of these cases, but we should be really laser focused, as they are, on deporting these criminals who have really done terrible things in our city, and the previous administration had let them in and forced us to house them at taxpayer expense.
But it sounds like you're saying that there are, and I think we can all agree that there are people, if they are criminals or drug dealers or gang members, violent adults who are here illegally, to deport them, but that when it comes to a 2-year-old, 4-year-old U.S. citizen child, that there should be more due process. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely, particularly because they are American citizens. But again, in this particular case, it was the mother who is not an American citizen. She is here illegally, and she chose to take the child back with her to Honduras. And that's obviously is a lot there. We don't know. I don't know all the particular facts of that case. I mean, maybe there was no one else that could care for the child here in the United States.
If they didn't have an attorney, right.
But with that said, in this particular case, it seems like a very extraordinary circumstance, and we do need to be compassionate, particularly when there's children involved. They are American citizens. They were seeking treatment for cancer. So again, let's focus on the criminals. Let's focus on getting rid of the bad actors who are here, who are led in by the Biden administration, and deal with these other cases on a case-by-case basis.
I also want to ask you about our new polling that's out today. CNN has this new polling as President Trump approaches 100 days in office. He's sitting at, according to our polling, 41% approval, which would be historically low for this point in a term for modern polling, for a modern presidency. You are up for re-election, and you'll have to run in the midterms like all of your House colleagues. As you look ahead to the next elections, and as you're talking to your constituents, does that concern you? Is that a drag on you?
Look, I think my constituents are, for the most part, the majority, are happy with what is taking place right now, that they're seeing the borders being secured. They're seeing our city being cleaned up after 4 years of total chaos, where they were seeing their taxes increase and forced to pay more property taxes so they can house people who are in this country illegally, wreaking havoc. They're happy that President Trump and his administration are deporting those individuals who have committed crimes, and these shelters, migrant shelters across our city, are being closed. They're happy that President Trump is taking action to stop congestion pricing in the city of New York, which is just another cash grab for constituents of mine who have to drive into Manhattan for doctor's appointments or for work or for recreation. So overall, I think people are happy that they're seeing gas and oil prices come down, the prices of eggs come down, that inflation year over year is coming down, that mortgage rates are coming down. I think there's a lot that's been happening very fast. And for some, it could have been, look, the tariffs, for example, too fast. and there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety as a result. But as these trade deals happen, President Trump is bringing 75 countries to the table. As we see these deals happening and America being treated more fairly, and we'll see more export markets for our products, we'll see more barriers being reduced for our products, we'll see more domestic manufacturing. By the way, $5 trillion in domestic in new foreign investment or domestic companies investing in the United States, expanding manufacturing facilities. We had dozens of hostages, by the way, that were in other countries, whether it be Afghanistan or Russia or Belarus or Venezuela or in Gaza, being released here back to the United States under President Trump's leadership. I think overall, when all is said and done in 2 years, people will see that it has been very productive and that it's been mostly good that has been occurring, and that a lot of the bad policies of the President Biden administration has been reversed.
And it doesn't worry you that they're looking at higher prices because of the tariff policies, even if I know that the hope is that these are short term. But even in the short term, if things are going up and inflation kind of stays the same, which is what the Fed chairman has said is likely to happen, does that concern you?
Well, obviously, we want to be able to reduce prices, and I think that we will. Like I said, you're seeing egg prices and oil and gas prices and energy prices and mortgage rates decrease. That is critical. That's a great start. I don't want to deal with hypotheticals here. We'll address that if it happens, but I think what we're going to see is good trade deals coming as a result, and that will benefit everybody: the American worker, American companies, our economy, our GDP, and of course, our supply chain resiliency. So I would rather say let's see what happens over these next few months. I think President Trump is on a good track here to make some good deals for America, and we've already seen 75 countries come to the table. And I'd like to just see how that plays out first.
All right, Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, thanks for your time. We appreciate it.